I have company coming to my house tonight, and I need to come up with some kind of dessert to make them. I'm out in town running errands, but I don't think I have it in me to make one more stop at the grocery store. So I'm going to come up with something from my pantry. I'm thinking some kind of cookie. I don't think I've got chocolate chips, but I can probably make a sugar cookie or snickerdoodle or something like that. So between here and the house, I'm going to be thinking about that and come up with something. Hi, my name's Laura, and I hope you'll make yourself at home while I make a dessert from my pantry today. Here are all the ingredients I'm going to need for my snickerdoodles. I've got some flour, some salt, baking soda, sugar, cinnamon, a couple sticks of butter, vanilla, cream of tartar, and 2 eggs, all pantry staples. I'm going to begin by measuring out my dry ingredients, and that starts with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, a lot of times I will spoon the flour into my measuring cup and then level it off, but this is a pretty forgiving recipe, so I didn't bother with that in this step. But I do put my 3 cups of flour, and then I add 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, a teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of salt, and then I just stir these together and set them aside for just a minute as I get to work on my remaining ingredients. One of the things that does distinguish this from some other snickerdoodle recipes is the cinnamon that's in the cookie itself. A lot of times you'll just have the cinnamon sugar coating on the outside of a snickerdoodle, but this particular recipe includes it in the cookie as well. So that gives it that additional cinnamon and that warmth and spice. I love that personally. If you're not as big a cinnamon fan, you may not want that. Of course, if you're not a big cinnamon fan, you may not prefer snickerdoodles to begin with. But nonetheless, that includes that in the cookie dough recipe for this cookie. So you see, I'm working on my butter. I have my 2 sticks of butter and 1 1/3 cup of white sugar, and I am just creaming those together in my mixer. This takes a couple minutes for these to cream in the mixer. So while that's going on, I take a small bowl and I go ahead and measure out my sugar and cinnamon, and I set that aside. I'm going to use this to roll each cookie dough ball in once I get everything put together. So that's 1/3 cup of white sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I just get that mixed up and set that aside. After a couple minutes, my butter and sugar have creamed together nicely, and it's time to add the eggs. This particular recipe calls for the eggs to be at room temperature, and it also calls for 1 large egg and 1 large egg yolk. So you see I've added 1 whole egg, and the second egg I'm gonna actually just add the yolk. And you see I accidentally got it in with the white, but I was able to scoop it out. And I use the shell to go back and forth with the yolk, draining off the egg white. And once I get that drained off, I'm going to just add the yolk into the mixer bowl. And next I add 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and that's the last of my wet ingredients. So then I just get these mixed up nice and good. I'll stop the mixer about halfway through and scrape it down good with a spatula, and then just get everything mixed up. This takes about 2 minutes or so. If you are a cookie baker, you recognize this is a pretty traditional method for mixing up cookies. Now, if you're not, the idea here is that you mix up your wet ingredients and then separately mix your dry ingredients as I have in that other bowl. And then we'll begin to add those in, and we actually do that in stages. You don't see me do that here on camera, but I actually pour that in 3 different stages. I just do about 1/3 of the flour mixture, and that just makes it a little easier to get mixed up. So as I see my dough beginning to come together, I slow the mixer down. I just want to make sure I don't over mix, but make sure everything's good and incorporated, and it has come together quite nicely. And so it is time to get these cookies scooped out and rolled. So I am using a traditional cookie scoop here so that I get a consistent measurement on each one. And once I get it scooped out, I just roll it into a ball, and then I roll it in the cinnamon sugar. So as I continue to get these rolled out and coated in cinnamon sugar, there's a few things that I'll mention about this recipe. First of all, this is a really simple cookie recipe. Yeah, there's a few other cookies you could make that all you have to do is scoop them out. So there's maybe this one extra step, but it really doesn't take very long. But it's a simple and pretty quick and easy recipe. This didn't take me much time at all to put together. In fact, to that point, I didn't have this as part of my original plan for the day to make these. However, we were having a crowd come over, and typically a lot of them bring desserts and drinks and things like that. But I knew a lot of the dessert makers that are in our crowd were not going to be there this particular night. And so I just got to thinking, you know, I probably need to make sure I have something on hand. What can I make that's quick and easy? And as I've already mentioned earlier, this just takes all pantry staples. I didn't have to run to the store and purchase anything. So these are things that I had on hand in my cabinet or in my refrigerator. And this came together in just a few minutes. Another thing that I love about this recipe is it's really easy to double it. If you're needing a large amount of dessert for an occasion, you will get 60 to 70 cookies out of this. So I actually just made one recipe on this particular day. That's all I needed. And I got about 3 dozen. So you can get somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 cookies if you want to double this recipe. And it doesn't take any more effort, really, just the time to scoop and roll out the extra cookies. Now, fair warning, if you do double up on the recipe and happen to have a KitchenAid mixer like I do, you are going to max out the capacity, what it will hold. Then you may get some flour flying around, that kind of thing. So just know that going in. I've done it before, and I'm not going to make promises that I won't do it again, but know that it's probably not quite designed for that much. And the last thing I'll mention, even though it almost goes without saying, is this is such a budget-friendly dessert option. It uses pantry staples, which anything that only requires pantry staples is probably going to fit that category, but it also feeds so many people. And so it just is really super helpful if you're looking for something to fit that category. So as I finished getting the last of these rolled out, I've got my oven preheating to 375 degrees so that it's ready. Oven is preheated to 375 degrees. I'm going to get this tray of Snickerdoodles in, and we're going to give it a check in about 10 minutes. Okay, the timer for 10 minutes has just gone off, and I think these look perfect. I'm going to pull them out and get these cooling, and I'm going to get my other pan in the oven. Okay, 10 more minutes. And as you would with any cookie, you want to let these set up for about 5 to 10 minutes before you try to take them off of the tray. But if you make these, I really hope you enjoy one while they're warm. That is the best way to eat them, in my opinion. But your family will thank you for these. Your company will thank you for these. Just go make these. They are such a delight and so simple. Thanks so much for being with me today.